When world building in Minecraft, you often think of cultures. Like, what kind of cultures are we going to have? And in this world, I have figured out a few different cultures. And just looking at the map here, this one is the standard fantasy, kind of European culture here. And it's like all of the names are based off of Latin. Go down here, and we've got a Japanese style or Japanese themed country. Over here, we're going with Mediterranean, specifically Spanish, I believe. Going up here, we got Norse. So we got, like Vikings and stuff, but not totally. And over here, I was thinking, this one was actually the tough one. I've been mulling over this one for quite a while. It's like, what do I do? I want English names. So English place names. But I don't want to do like medieval England. I really don't want to do that. Still, I want to use English place names. However, I was watching Frieren. Now, if you know what that is, it's on it's an anime that's on Netflix. It's basically your standard fantasy that involves elves and dwarves and stuff like that. And I just thought, well, I love fantasy, and I've always really liked things like Lord of the Rings and Shannara, and they all have elves and whatever. And I thought, this country can be elves. That's right. And that gives me ideas for architectural styles, and these people are really good with life in general, so plants especially. But we have a whole region of this country that is covered in snow. So we've got this area, which is a nice big agricultural area. So we're going to have plenty of farms. Let me just go quickly over here. This village, I have decided, is going to be the garden village. This really goes well with the elves. And down over here, I want to make like a kind of circular greenhouse. That's the word. So a big glass house, botanical garden, greenhouse. And I think that also goes really well with the Elven theme. But it had me thinking, I'm thinking about the architecture and all that stuff, right? And going way over here, you know what? We're going to teleport over here, just right over here. And we'll let this load in as I stand in a tree. And we've got, I think it's over here. Yes, like coming over here. This area is where the capital city is going to go. Everything's just loading in here. Yep. And this little area here, especially right here, I've been trying to figure out if this is going to be where the castle is going to go, or if it's going to go back over here. Like somewhere up here. Like this might be an interesting place for the castle, but just this. I have like fantasy images in my mind. Like just the castle itself is so different from anything that I've ever built. And yes, I will go with ideas for inspiration. You know, I'll get inspired. I'm just thinking Rivendell. Rivendell will surely give me some inspiration. But just thinking about this area, this can be absolutely magical if I do an elven style here. This city is surrounded by cold, but we're going to have tons of greenhouses in here. So we're going to have a lot of plant life inside. And that is going to be interesting. It's going to make things look really interesting. And with a whole bunch of buildings made of glass. And just making them like they're sculptures. That gives me so many ideas. But, of course, there's so many other races that I could use from fantasy. I mean, dwarves. Obviously, dwarves, they'd be the underground ones. They'd be the ones that would be really, really interested in the labyrinthine structures in this world. But where would I put them? I don't have any ideas. The Japanese style one, I almost think elves would work there too, but I think we're going to do humans for this country. But I'm thinking this can extend all the way out to here, but maybe not, because I was thinking of a city here. And thinking of another, like this area is heavily forested. Like over here, it's forested. There's lots of jungle and all that stuff. A seafaring culture with jungle. And I just thought, you know what? How about tree elves? We can have elves that are living in the trees, building cities, not just cities. We're going to have a whole city on the ground. Like if we just go down here, this area would be, of course, a city on land, right? It would have to be, I think. Like they don't all have to live in the trees, in the jungle. Sure, here the trees are too short. Although we do have old growth birch, but I don't think these trees are tall enough. The jungle over there, though, yeah, perfect. There's a bamboo forest over here, and that's an island. No, this is sparse jungle, not bamboo forest. But we do have bamboo forest. Yes, right here. This right here would be perfect for a city, or not a city, but a village built up in the trees, built with, of course, bamboo. We preserve the bamboo forest, I think, yeah, but make paths through it, maybe little gardens. I think that would be appropriate. But then we've got places like this forest, and it's extremely dense, and the one reason I don't like walking through dark forest biomes is, well, because mobs spawn in here so much more easily because it is so dark. I mean, during the daytime, let me just take a look here. See what I mean? You hear the, you hear them. Okay. So if I look down here, what do we got? Looking at the light levels. I have to find the light levels first of all, because I never look at it. The block is 0. Client light 8 right now. The block is 0. So it's all because we're in. We got lots of zeros. Of course it is. Because we don't have any light source other than the sun. Okay, so being in a forest like this is not safe. That's why I usually don't go through them. But imagine building a protected village that uses the trees as kind of a roof over the village. But you would have houses that are like within this forest, and using the wood, of course. We can absolutely use that kind of thing, you know? And then I'm thinking, if we want to use dwarves, I would think that not so much the caves, but countries that have a lot of mountains. Now, I have explored in areas. It's been kind of removed now because I cleared the chunks. So yeah, I think that would be interesting if I could find a good place for dwarves. I know I could do dwarves underground around here, something like that. Dwarves could be in small colonies, you know? There is a village that I'm going to be building down here, which is going to be partially underground. However, where is it? It's over here. However, it's only in this area, right? village is just going to be in this area. And probably a little bit going down here, but not down here. No village down there. This is going to be an interesting place. We're going to have an interesting culture in here, but they're not dwarves. I don't think so. They're going to be human. But I have ideas for so many elven places, you know? I'm just really looking forward to that. Of course, we're flying back over to the city we're working on right now. Just over here. Yeah, this is our clifftop city. And the more I think about architecture and how I want to build things like this is very European style city. Nothing really stands out, although I'm going to be doing a city hall up here, which is going to be one of the... It doesn't look very big right now, but I'm probably going to expand it. But we're going to have a city hall here, and I'm absolutely going to have some sort of temple up here, I think. Possibly over here. I'm not sure. Well, I'll have to figure it out. But I'd like to have a big temple in here that's... I guess there's already a ruined temple over there. But it's... I'm not sure of the design of this temple yet. But in the Japanese themed area, we're going to go with Japanese style temples and shrines. We're going to have a temple over here. A big temple complex covering this little mountain in this valley. And it's going to stand out. You're going to see it from over there. We're going to have the university over here, which is going to be a bit more of a, I guess, more modern than a lot of the country. Because it's going to be a newer build, I think. At least I think. Some parts are going to be older, but the newest one is going to be the Department of Monster Studies, or whatever I'm going to call it. And that is going to be something that will have to be more modern, because the discovery of the monsters is a lot more recent thing, you know? But yeah, just looking over there, that land over there is Elven land. And I'm going to have to create a whole bunch of lore between the two. It's going to be interesting. Just a little separation of land here. They're going to be joined up over here, of course. But when you think of elves, do you think of farming? I never think of elves being involved with, like, wheat farms. But they're going to have them. I'm just going to do the fields in a different way. We're going to have, like, very different styled windmills and, you know, things like that. I'm going to have to research. That's for sure. And I'm just absolutely looking forward to this. I'm just raring to get to work on the building. I've got so much work to do. It's going to be very fun. I can't wait to do this. The one thing that's great about doing this, let me just switch over here. Once I'm done with this country, I might not do this entire country all at once. I might start going outside and doing villages that are like over here, this village, or coming over here and doing our first elven village over here after I do this city. You never know. I might just go over here and do this village, because this is the one that I was planning on doing next after this city. So this village, filling in a whole bunch of farmland over here and just having this whole area basically fully developed. That would be great. But being able to take a little side trip over to here, and we'd have this village with an elven style, and then going down here and finding one of these villages. Of course, we'd have the capital city, up here for the Japanese themed country, but we'd have villages like this one. This is the temple village. This one I would love to start with. The temple village. This one would be the warriors village. And this one would be the spelunking village. I think that would be really interesting. Yeah. So much to do. So many things to do. Just so much to do. Oh, so much. And of course, it would be so much easier if I could dedicate more time to doing this, which, by the way, there are things called channel memberships and Patreon. If you are interested in world downloads for this, channel memberships, especially on my main channel, you can access world downloads, including Labyrinthum and Chill Minecraft. And if you are just going straight to Patreon, Patreon is good. It covers everything, which except for early access videos and members only videos. Yeah, that's a little bit different. But anyways, let me know what you think about this idea here. It is getting dark. Let me do noon. Let me know what you think about this idea here. I am just curious what you think about adding in elves and dwarves and things like that into Labyrinthum. Let me know in the comments below. If you like videos like this and would like to see some more, then please consider subscribing to this channel as well as my main one. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.